right, so yesterday what I did was I laminated the nose block on this board. It's kind of a new technique I'm using. You can see here, I've got this nose block laminated. Typically what I'll do is I'll cut it off square and I'll just stack some boards around the outside and then trim it. But I did some steamed some strips of wood and bent them around this nose just to give it a different look. It was raining all day yesterday, so I had to wait all day for the glue to dry. Still little spots where it's just a little wet where the clamps were, but it's looking pretty good now. So I'm gonna start planing this off. We're gonna try it with the hand plane first, see what I can get done. And then give it a shot with the electric planer if I need to. So G-high plane are you using? I'm just using a bigger hand plane. I'm using a new feature on YouTube too. This it's a kind of a go live thing that just popped up. It was just available on the Mac. It's kind of similar to the live feature on the mobile app. I never had it before, but I'm just trying it out today. Obviously, it's working. I'm kind of reaching the same. Reaching the same people. It's a little easier to use. Before I use the OBS program, but I was thinking about using the electric plane, but this is shaving it off good. Nice. How's my volume, D&J? Can you hear me good? Clamps on this real quick. I'm not fighting it. If I can. So Jeff signed back in. Yeah, volume's great. Good. This is a new feature that YouTube just came up with. I don't know if it's new for everybody or just new for me, but it's a lot easier to set up. The image quality might not be as good, but it seems to be all right. So tomorrow is Wednesday, right? The big drawing. So hopefully you guys are going to be able to sign in. I only got a couple people that are interested, so you're giving away one of those templates. We're getting there, man. Let me get this one more clamp on this thing. volume's good on it. I like this new feature. It seems to be working good. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. Yeah, yesterday it was raining so bad, and the glue was not drying. Usually I can come back out to work on something within, a couple hours, but I'd actually bring this board in the house for the glue to dry. Yeah, actually strap your boards down too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I got that email you sent me too, bud. What is it, 8-foot Simmons, I think that's what it was. That's pretty nice. I don't know if you can notice here, my garage is a lot cleaner and a lot emptier. I just sold my boat this weekend. So I didn't want to get rid of it for a while. Yeah, I like seeing that. I was a little concerned. Sorry, did you say you sold your boat or somebody stole your boat? I sold my boat. Had it up for sale for, I don't know, since last fall. I guess springtime, everybody's motivated, ready to get out on the water. So, yeah, the guy came over. He didn't even ask me to start it, man. He just gave me cash and drove off with my boat. But it was a good deal. So it's 6 a.m. where I am, and I'm getting ready for work as I watch you. I'm in and out. All right, that's fine, man. That's fine. It's like 9 o'clock here. Boat. Use my 3 kayaks more than I use my boat. Give me just a second here. Yeah, I was using my boat quite a bit. And then wintertime came around and I haven't used it much. It's a little small. It was a 13-foot Dauntless Boston Whaler. I mean, a rare boat, really nice. But it was a little small for me and the wife and the dog. And I couldn't take it out in the ocean. I mean, I could take it out in the ocean just messing around. I couldn't really go out fishing in the ocean with it. I like going out in the ocean. don't need to go out real far, but I need to get past the inlet. Got a few people watching this morning. I'm shaping the nose block that I laminated on last night, or yesterday, and it took nearly 24 hours for the paint to even dry up. I was a little concerned. Had some, rain and really warm and humid, so I'm having a hard time having it dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plane this down kind of even with the deck, right? And then I'm going to lay my my curve out, right? Which I just printed the nose curve off of the outline template. And that outline template will come with any of the boards that you buy from me. If you go to any of my other videos online, there's a link to buy these templates, but that's where I get that nice round curve. I had my first few boards, I was having a hard time getting a nice smooth radius on the nose. And when I get done with the board, it was a little too pointy. But we got that figured out. That was years ago, though. This hand plane really takes it off. Yeah, D&J, you said that you were watching with your first period class at the academy. You said, what do you teach, and what's the academy you teach at? Yeah, these lamps this lamination's turning out really good. There's a couple little cracks there, but it's really turning out good. So our academy program is for at-risk students. And I was hoping that our firewall would allow the stream to come through, but it didn't. I was disappointed that our district internet failed us. Yeah, right? It's a shame, man. Like, I could actually schedule my live stream around that class. If you could figure something out, that'd be kind of cool. Let the kids ask me any questions or whatever. I've got a pretty good story. I don't think I would have been considered an at-risk student, but not from my upbringing, but probably for myself. But I made it and survived, right? This old planer, man, this thing is just wonderful. It really I've got an electric planer, but when I go and I hit these edges, sometimes it'll chunk up and split my wood. So I like doing everything by hand. Let me see here. My boss wants me to be a maker shop teacher, and a Hollywood surfboard is one of the first steps I'd like to do if I was doing something like that. That'd be awesome, man. You know, I think things are changing now, but when, I was in school, and I'm sure when you were in school, there wasn't an option. Like, there were no options for us when we were at school. I wasn't an academic, right? I was a smart kid, but I was not an academic type. Your standard classes, I wasn't interested in. I didn't enjoy. So essentially, if you were to put me on paper and compare me with the standard or the status quo, I would have been considered kind of a failure. But it was all BS, If they would have had programs geared for who I am and the way I think, the way I operated, things probably would have been a lot easier for me. But things are changing now. There's a lot more options than there used to be, but they got a long way to go still. Yeah, there was a lot of people out there that had me labeled that I wasn't going to make it. But I did. And a lot of the kids that you would thought would have made it didn't. So that's not how things work, just things happen and kind of pave your own way. I think it'd have been a lot easier if I'd had a little bit more encouragement for who I was. See, I'm running into a problem here. These lambs aren't even set up yet. That sucks. See, I'm having a problem. This weather is really hurting things for me. I gotta get a clamp back on this and see if I can get this thing to set up. Yeah, I started getting down deep with the planer and realized that the glue still hadn't even set up down in there. I probably should have used some sort of epoxy on that. I'm starting to realize now it's a little late. I'm gluing this nose block. Well, I guess you watched yesterday. couple strips of wood here. Yeah, what I've got here is right. I just got some basic clamps. These are the wall clamps, little bar clamps from these things here from Home Depot. You can buy them at Harbor Freight, but I wouldn't suggest it. Now I've got these bar clamps here, these long bar clamps. They are actually from Harbor Freight, and they work very well. I'm going to be making some of those PVC clamps that you talked about, cutting the 2-inch PVC and making a clamp out of that. The hardest part is finding the angle that's going to work on this, where I can squeeze this curved nose around. Hey, that's the hard part. And get the clamps to lock it in the right groove. There you go. I'm using these little wood strips to keep from damaging the wood underneath. There we go, that pulled right in. That's really all I needed. Yeah, so that pulled that in. I'm gonna have to wait and let that set up. But see what here. Do you mind? Do you mind expanding? All right. So then I've got this heavy plane, right? I don't even know what the name of it would be, but it's a heavy plane, and it knocks a lot of wood down. And then for shaping the rails, like rough shaping the rails, I use the little thumb plane, right? It's not as aggressive. I can get around corners a little bit more. I can kind of control it a little bit more. This one's for knocking the meat off, and this one I use for just kind of shaping the rails up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn this board around and start working on the tail block while this sets up. Like I'm not going to be able to do anything with this anymore today. It just isn't working. I can put a clamp on the nose. See if I got enough pressure here just to pull that in. So you don't want to get in a rush on this. So I'll turn this board around and we'll shape the tail block. I know that tail block's ready. This weather did not cooperate today or yesterday. That humidity was just so high. I didn't allow my glue on my lambs to dry up. Get a sip of coffee first. Are you using a computer or video camera, streaming, or something else? Microphone? Yeah, you definitely don't want to rush these things. Right now, I'm using I'm just using a Mac computer. I was using. Oh, let me take a sip here. I was streaming before with OBS, which is an app that you download on the Mac. I'm sure you can do it on a Windows computer too. OBS, and you use that in conjunction with YouTube. Essentially, it's like an encoder, and it encodes everything and then can dump everything onto YouTube. Well, YouTube, just this morning I woke up and they've got a new option on the YouTube page. And I don't know if it's for everybody or just certain creators or some sort of rollout, but essentially it's got the little camera in the corner, almost like you have on your cell phone. And you just click the camera and you set it up. Now there's less options. I can't tag anything. I can't put cards in. Like if you notice in the top right hand corner, I don't have a card anymore for the link to buy the templates. This is kind of experiment using the new app. But what I would use was OBS, and I'd use my camera because it's a little bit more high definition. And I'd use a program called, I think it was Epoch Cam. That way the computer in OBS recognizes my camera plugged in as a as a computer camera. So that's what I was using. I was using all three of those kind of linked together. This option's great. It's simple. I just go in and hit it, turn it on. Everything works, but I don't have the options of putting my tag up, like say for buying, for directing people to the website to buy the templates. So let me get this board spun around now without busting anything up. Right, we'll work on that. Busting anything up like that, right? Maybe that's gonna happen. Let's try that again. Let's get that squeezed in again. There we go. We're set there. Hey, what's up? The Couch family's back. Yeah, I'm using this new live stream option that YouTube just came up with. It's on the Mac. And I'm doing a little experiment to see if it's working. It seems to be working, but kind of got less options. Like with cards, things like that. It's essentially, it's the same app as you would find on your phone, which is kind of nice. All right. Yeah, it was strange. Yeah, they must be just rolling it out, because I actually did a Google search on it to check, to see what the feature was. I seen it. I didn't want to delve into it until I actually read about it. There was nothing online. YouTube didn't even have anything online. They just kind of snuck it in. So I don't know. So today's an experiment. I wish they offered the cards. Like up here in the right corner, I always had that card that you could click, and it would link you to to my website. And I don't have a description down below that doesn't. Well, I guess there may have been an option for a description, but I don't know. But I'm clearly getting the same discoverability as I was before, the way I had the other set up. All right, where's my big old plane at? There it is. So yeah, we got the Couch family, and then we got D&J wooden boards, and both you guys are teachers, actually. You guys ought to share each other's websites and kind of network a little bit. See if I can do this without cutting my hand off. don't you love those? That's when you know it's working, man. So yeah, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, which would be 8 o'clock Eastern time, that's when I'll be doing the live giveaway. So make sure you tune in for that. I'll probably be live streaming sometime in the morning. I was hoping to get the nose block planed off so I could do some real good not final sanding, but some real good shaping tomorrow. Just try this thing down so it's not moving. The decaf hasn't kicked in yet this morning. Try this now. Can't wait to see the video of me riding. It's coming, man. It's coming. See the old guy from Simmons. Haven't been out since Puerto Rico, which was a few weeks ago, and that's typically not like me. She ain't stealing it. Ain't no way she's stealing it. She get beat. She went back up to Tallahassee. She was home for spring break. So she's back home now. Back to her home. Now, getting down close, we'll be flipping this over. Just about right here. Good there. We're going to go and flip it over now. Drinking another sip of coffee. All right. Let's get this thing. Now work on the tail block. Tail block bottom. Take some more off. Taking it off. Beautiful curls. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago it was 39 degrees when I woke up, and I woke up this morning, it feels like it's 80 with 100% humidity, which is nice. This is the first time I've broken a sweat all year. All right, we'll see you later, man. So I use shaping horses, and I said that you're using just sawhorses and a piece of plywood. It's caused me to think a little differently. Seem to have pretty good leverage. Yeah, I got my shaping horse. I'll use that for the rails. But I need a little bit more something for this. And my shaping horse is homemade. It's not real safe at all. I use it for glassing and shaping, but it works real good, but not for this. It has its purpose. Almost there, man. Whoo! I don't know if you can see it, but I just cleaned my garage yesterday. And if the wife saw that, she'd be bent. Yeah, D&J, man, if you get permission to open up the live stream or open up the internet to your class, let me know, man. We'll work something out. If you do get that gig you want, maybe I can send you a couple of templates and a little pro bono for the students. Just gotta let me know if you get that class set up. That'd be amazing. That'd be super cool, man. Yeah, we could sit and talk about my hitchhiking trip I did across the country. You can check that out, man. I got another channel. Doesn't get a lot of views. It was set up just for the hitchhiking trip. I'm going to start putting some of those videos on this channel eventually. But 2 years ago, me and a buddy of mine hitchhiked from Wrightsville Beach, South Carolina, to Encinitas, California. It took 14 days, and we documented the whole thing on video. We were doing it to spread awareness for veterans' mental health. So the channel is actually called 2 Vets, 1 Cause. You check that out. You'll see the whole trip. I will be uploading a lot of those videos. I'll be re-editing and stuff eventually, and putting them on this channel just so I can monetize them. But two vets, one cause. Probably one of the coolest things that I ever did, man. I think we're done with the big plane. I wish that glue was set up. Put some more clamps on this. Got a couple more. That. What we got here? Use you've seen that, use a steel container, like a shipping container as your workshop. You must have a pretty decent amount of property. That's awesome, man. I actually would like to have a shop out back, right? This is the garage. The laundry gets done in the garage, and somebody doesn't like it when I make the laundry room a mess, but we compromise. We make it work. Yeah, that hitchhiking trip was probably one of the coolest things I ever did. It was super cool. Actually got a tornado warning coming through. Tornado warning. In this area till 10:30. Take shelter now. Wow, that's crazy. All right, well, I've taken shelter. I'm in my garage. You guys might see a tornado blast through on me. Live stream. That'd be sick. $40-foot cargo container. I used to have a garage. Be safe. Yeah, I can hear the thunderstorms coming, man. I can hear it rolling up. We're in Florida, so they're typically not like Midwest Cat 5, whatever they call them. Category 2 tornado. I don't know what they are, but they're not usually very strong when they come through. I'm busy. I'm in the shop. Let's see if we can knock this tail down a little bit. Got the thumb plane. Yeah, I don't mind living in California, but we do live on God's Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah. I didn't grow up. I lived out in San Diego, Southern California, Oceanside when I was a kid. Getting there, man. We're getting there. Yeah, I lived in Oceanside, Carlsbad area. San Diego, Oceanside, Carlsbad. Actually, it was our address was Buena Vista, California. We actually went by my old house on the hitchhiking trip to see it. It was like 38 years ago I lived there. See that. Let me turn that down just a little bit, man. Valley Center. So I'm not real familiar with the area, but I'm assuming you're on the Valley Center. Would that mean like kind of over the first little mountain range towards the east? Yeah, we're northeast of Escondido, about half a mile, about a half an hour. There you go. Yeah, so I got this kind of down to the rail. There's still some meat I need to take off here. I'm gonna wrap that around a little bit more, but we're getting there. Like I say, if I use the power sander, it's going to go a lot quicker, but this is my therapy, right? All the time on board. All right, dude, have fun at school. We'll see you tomorrow evening, maybe. So yeah, I'm working on the tail block right now. Let me see if I can get this camera up a little bit closer so you can see it. The glue hasn't been drying very quick. This is over 24 hours. The humidity is so high right now that this glue isn't drying, so I had to take a break on it. But we'll get that done tomorrow. See, there's the board. Flip it over real quick. Let's work on the bottom a little bit again. All right, that's it for now. We're going to sign off. We'll see you when we work on it a little bit more later.